So you've decided to become a designer. Congratulations. The first step has been taken. The only thing left to do is to decide on a niche. After all, design is a huge universe where you can create in many different directions. But how to find your niche? That's what we'll talk about in this video. Good design is invisible design. Lyndon Leader, industrial designer. Choosing a niche is one of the key success factors for any designer, whether a beginner or a seasoned professional. A properly defined area of expertise allows you to focus on developing the right skills, attract a targeted audience of customers, and stand out amongst a host of competitors. On the one hand, universality may seem advantageous. After all, the wider the range of services provided, the more potential customers. However, in practice, the competence of the designer on all hands is usually superficial, and the work is not characterized by a bright individuality. As a result, it becomes difficult to make an impression and find its unique niche. On the other hand, over-specialization is also fraught with difficulties. Too narrow a profile limits the number of orders and prospects for development, increasing dependence on few clients. This risk is especially great for novice designers. The golden mean is a well-chosen niche that fits your aptitudes and provides ample room for creativity and growth. A strategically correct choice of specialization is half of what determines the success of the entire design journey. Examples of the right choice of niche can be found among the most famous modern designers. Jony Ive, Apple's legendary vice president of design, specialized in industrial gadget design. His persistent focus on this niche enabled him to create iconic products like the iPhone and MacBook that revolutionized the mobile industry. Another example is the famous web designer Jakob Nielsen, who since the 90s has dedicated himself to studying usability and creating intuitive, user-friendly interfaces. His best-selling books have become board books for a whole generation of designers, and Nielsen's usability principles are the basis for most popular websites and applications. A clear advantage of a well-chosen niche is the opportunity to achieve truly outstanding heights in your field, raising it to a new level of development. Narrow specialization opens up limitless prospects for professional growth. That is why it is so important to pay maximum attention to this issue at the start of a career. Next, we will consider the main approaches and detailed recommendations that will help a beginner orient in the variety of design directions and make the right choice. Installing all possible editors and creating designs in them is a breeze. But choosing a niche in which you will become a master, that's where the real difficulty lies. You can listen to the call of the heart and turn a hobby into a profession. Or you can turn on cold calculation, study the market, and choose a promising niche. There are a lot of options, but we will tell you how not to get lost in this maze. This is where there is individualized demand from small groups of customers. This is the fishy place where you will overtake your competitors and find your customers. Logo design, for example. This is a niche in a huge segment of graphic design. A good niche is the key to success for a designer. Here, it is important to have a high demand so that your design projects are popular with customers, and you can get a decent fee that covers all the costs of development. After all, a successful designer is not only talent, but also a competent pricing policy, which allows you to evaluate your professionalism on merit. Competitors must allow you to squeeze in without closing all the demand. And stability doesn't hurt either. But what do you do if the perfect design niche doesn't catch your eye yet? Don't despair. There are several ways for an aspiring designer to find their calling. The first is to start with the experience you already have. Perhaps you worked in a design studio or development department. Use that knowledge and connections as a springboard to start your own business in a familiar niche. The second way is to listen to the dictates of your soul. If you dream of illustration or calligraphy, bet on your hobby. But at the same time, assess the demand and prospects of the chosen direction. The third way is to analyze the market with a sober eye. Study niches with a low entry threshold, available materials, programs, or tutors. Assess demand with the help of search query analysis services. Study the work of competitors and find their weaknesses and opportunities for development. The main thing is to realistically assess your chances of success in your chosen segment. We have a few recommendations that will help you choose a promising design niche. First, when studying niches with a low entry threshold, pay attention to the initial investment requirements. For example, for an illustrator or calligrapher, it will be enough to buy an inexpensive graphics tablet and a drawing program, while packaging or interior design will require a more serious investment in specialized hardware and software. Second, when assessing the demand for a particular niche among clients, analyze not only the frequency of discussions in profile communities, but also the number of projects posted on the freelance exchanges and marketplaces. This will give a more objective picture of activity in the selected segment. Third, studying the work of competitors. Track not only positive, but also negative feedback from clients. Pay attention to typical claims or dissatisfaction. Perhaps you can avoid similar mistakes in your practice. Fourth, as you continue to monitor competitors, also pay attention to the creativity and originality of their work. In some niches, such as corporate identity development or packaging design, clients appreciate an innovative approach. Fifth, be prepared for the fact that at the initial stage, it may take time to build up a quality portfolio in your chosen specialization. Don't be in a hurry to give up on your niche if your first attempts are not successful. Sixth, when choosing a niche, think also about the prospects of its development and scaling, perhaps starting with logos or illustrations. You can later expand your services to comprehensive corporate identity development and content creation. By following these practical guidelines, you will be able to choose your design specialization most thoughtfully and deliberately as possible. But even once a direction is chosen, the work is just beginning. To establish yourself in your niche and become a sought-after craftsman will require, first, constantly improve profile skills, to study new techniques, tools, and trends in the chosen area of design. The market is changing rapidly, and lagging threatens to quickly lose relevance. Second, methodically build up your portfolio with quality works in your niche. A well-designed, versatile portfolio is a powerful marketing tool. Demonstrate the full potential of your expertise. Third, interact with the professional community. Keep an eye on industry resources and participate in thematic competitions and exhibitions. This will help maintain competence and find new opportunities. And fourth, find interesting, non-standard ways of self-presentation, standing out among many competitors. Creativity and bright individuality are mandatory features of a successful designer. Implementing these recommendations in parallel with development in the chosen niche, you are guaranteed to achieve a high professional level and reach new career heights. Sometimes, 3 paths, utilizing existing experience, following personal passions, and sober calculation lead to one promising niche. And you get a ready-made formula for success: practical knowledge of your chosen field, a genuine passion for the business, and a great chance for rapid growth. If so, go ahead. Wealth and fame await you on your creative path, and I will inspire you to new feats in the incredible world of design. Give me a like and subscribe.